Now, a very good morning and welcome back to Vana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for Deputy Rigathi Gachagua, together with Moses Kuria, have declared and they've decided that they want to apologize to everyone that they did wrong to during their campaigns and during the elections, that is back in 2022. But my biggest question is, for somebody to forgive you, or, for you to seek forgiveness from someone, you have to undo what you did wrong to the person. Sometimes it becomes very hard for other people to forgive you, or for someone to forgive you, if you can't undo what you did wrong. Now, in this case, we know very well that there are a lot of things that Rigathi Gachagua, together with Moses Kuria, did to Mama Ngina and Kenyatta's family. So do you think it will be easy for Moses Kuria, together with Rigathi Gachagua, to undo what they did to this family? I don't know what you think, but that is not what I want us to talk about. I would like to get a view, but before we jump into what I want us to talk about, because I wanted to talk about this issue of ODM party, the message that was delivered by JOHO and OPARANYA yesterday to the people of ODM and to the country at large. But before we do that, a moment, go to the subscription area. You click the subscribe button. And then like. After liking, you can even share. But the main thing is, you can subscribe. After subscribing, you tell me what you think at the comment section. Because as I normally say, that the feedback is normally the key thing in any form of communication. And you can also tell me where you're watching me from and how the video is reaching you. And all shall be well. Now, jumping on to what I want us to talk about. There is this message that was delivered yesterday by JOHO and OPARANYA concerning the issue of ODM party leadership. Because of recent, we've seen a lot of wrangles in between Alias and JOHO, OPARANYA and Kinababu Owino, Wandai and James Orengo, talking about the party leadership. Because as we all know very well, that Raila is planning to leave county to go to Addis Ababa, where the office of African Union is. By God's grace, if he is going to be elected to become the chairman of African Union, Raila is not going to meddle into the businesses or into the politics of Kenya, more so the politics of ODM party. So there is a need of a replacement, someone who can replace Raila Odinga. But I want you to listen to the message that JOHO and OPARANYA delivered yesterday, and then after that, I'll come back so that we can discuss one by one the things that were in that message and how I understood the message, so that you can also understand it better. Because I know there are some people who just listen to the message, but they didn't get everything well. So I want to break them down to you so that you can understand them. Watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, my press statement is generally on the management and leadership of the Orange Democratic Movement Party as the national chairman. And this is the statement. The Orange Democratic Movement is the largest, most organized and national political party in the country. ODM has outlived and outperformed many peers and many older parties, and has participated meaningfully in every general election since 2007. The party is proud to be associated with some of the most transformative and impactful socio-economic and political developments that have taken place in this country between 2007 and now. When we said in 2007 campaign, when we said Ugatuzi in 2007 campaign, what followed was devolution, which had significantly changed the governance structure of the nation. When we also said infrastructure three times, the country embarked on a transformative infrastructure development agenda that has touched every part of the country by way of road, rail, fiber optics, and clean energy generation that has earned this country international fame as leader in green growth. I think you will remember our 2007 clarion call or campaign of infrastructure. There are people who think that green agenda started with Kenya Kwanza, but that is not correct. It is not true. It started when ODM pronounced itself strongly on infrastructure agenda more than 20 years ago. It is a tradition we are deeply proud of and one we would like to protect and preserve as a political party. It has actually taken patience, understanding, ability to make compromises, a deliberate policy of inclusivity, consultative approach, and ability of the leadership to look at the bigger picture for the party to come this far. We have no option but to stay on that path. A few weeks ago, our party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, indicated that he will be pursuing interests beyond the country, but he would keep tabs on the party and continue offering guidance when needed. He went ahead to express faith and confidence that in his absence, his two deputies, alongside other officials, would be equal to the task of steering the party. Since then, a number of people have expressed interest in going for various leadership positions, and a robust debate has ensued on how best to ensure that the top leadership of this party is broad and inclusive enough to take care of the very diverse party membership and interest base. As the national chairman of the party and in consultation with the party leader, we are proud of the massive interest shown in the future of the party and the debate on inclusion. It is the clearest indication that the party has relevance in the country and a future. I, however, wish to appeal to our people, those who want to lead and those who simply want the party to remain strong, to exercise caution, restraint, and moderation. A few processes will have to kick in line with the party constitution, before the party can declare election date. Let us hold our horses and wait for guidance. I call on fellow leaders and those aspiring to lead to ensure their actions and utterances unite but not divide our party. We have a duty to ensure our actions and utterances reassure the party support base instead of causing more uncertainty and panic. I fear that the actions and utterances of the last few days are not in the best interest of the party and of those of the party leader, who is keen on an orderly, inclusive, and impactful agenda for the party. In the meantime, I would want to call upon the two deputy party leaders, Ali Hassan Joe and Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, both tested and tried leaders in their own right, to provide leadership at this critical moment as we await guidance on the next steps. I also call on all party officials at all levels to join the two deputies and provide non-partisan guidance to members and would-be leaders. Thank you very much. Honorable CPA John Mbadi, Ngongo, EGH. If you listen to my statement, I've talked about activities in the last few days. Few days includes today backwards, up to the number you can call last few days. For members to exercise caution, restraint, and understand that this party has been built over the years based on certain principles, and one of which is consensus, discussion, deliberations, exercising patience. I have mentioned all that. So I don't want to join you in being negative that the party could split. I am asking those members those who want to lead this party and those who are interested in the strength of the party going forward to exercise restraint, exercise patience, and allow the party leader to manage the party and together with the leadership of the party. And the party leader has expressed confidence in the two deputies and other national officials, national chairman included.
Is it the finality that the party leader will not be in the ballot come 2027?
Who said that?
No, the position of the party.
There can't be such a position of the party. Our party leader is still going to be in the ballot in 2027. That is the position of ODM.
So
we are talking about party leader taking another assignment. If he does take the assignment, he is going to leave the party to be managed in his absence. And that is for the period that he will be absent, which I don't know. So why are you jumping to 2027 and we are still in 2024?
the two people you've mentioned are fighting for succession. That's the reason why I've mentioned. So you're discouraging them. There's nowhere they are going.
I am not calling for people not to fight for succession. I don't know which succession it is. What I'm aware of is that the party leader may be absent for some time, if at all. He gets the chairmanship of African Union Commission, during which time, when he's absent, the two deputy party leaders would be in charge. Any time he's absent, including now when he's out of the country. And that is why I've called upon the two deputy party leaders to take charge in his absence. When he comes back, he will provide a guidance. And he still provides that guidance even when he's not physically present. But what I'm saying is there could be too much talk around succession in the party, which would be destructive or distracting to the party in terms of executing its mandate, which we all know, the mandate of ODM as the leading opposition party in this country.
Now, that is the chairman of ODM party, John MBADI, talking. We know ODM has got chairman, it has got secretary general, that is John MBADI as the chairman, and then Sifuna as the secretary general. Now, there are three key things that are being passed, or there are three key things that John MBADI is communicating through that message. John MBADI is talking about the management of ODM party and its leadership, bearing in mind that Raila Odinga had already appointed Alias and Joho together with the Wycliffe Oparanya to stand at the gap in his absence. So I don't know, I don't understand why there are a lot of problems, because as it stands right now, Raila already given the position to Alias and Joho together with the Wycliffe Oparanya to run the party in his absence. And we know very well that Raila Amolo Odinga of recent has not been, he just came back yesterday from abroad. So Raila Amolo Odinga has not been around. So the expectation of Raila was that in my absence, whether I go out, whether I go to the chairman, whether I go to Addis Ababa, or I'm gone to my own issues or things, these are the guys that will lead this party. And due to the trust that he has, I told you, there's a video that I did yesterday, and I told you something about Alias and Joho. Why? Because I told you why Raila Amolo Odinga might be in a dilemma of choosing one party leader. One thing we have to understand is that when we look at Oparanya's side, Oparanya is the most trusted person in ODM party. He's one of the most trusted people that Raila Amolo Odinga has. That is on Oparanya's side. And then on Joho's side, Joho is someone who has got a lot of resources, and he supported Raila Amolo Odinga during his campaigns. So that is why it is very difficult for Raila Amolo Odinga to choose. And another thing that I told you is that it will be very difficult for Raila Amolo Odinga to choose Alias and Joho and leave Oparanya, bearing in mind that Oparanya comes from Western, and Western is one of the most key areas, or one of the most strongholds of Raila Amolo Odinga and ODM party. When Raila Amolo Odinga decides to choose Oparanya and leaves Joho, Joho comes from coastal region, and the coastal region is also one of the most key areas, or one of the most strongholds of Raila Amolo Odinga. So that is why Raila Amolo Odinga found it hard to choose one of these two people, and decided to choose both of them to lead the party. So number one thing that MBADI is trying to pass is the leadership and the management of ODM party, because it has been left in the hands of the two people, and they are the people that now should give ODM leaders, or the other ODM leaders and other people, direction on what to do. That is number one. The second thing that John MBADI is trying to pass is this: the Raila Amolo Odinga's interest of AU chairmanship, because as we know very well, and I think this one we don't even need to argue, or maybe we don't need to ask ourselves what we think, because we know very well that if Raila Amolo Odinga goes and becomes the chairman of African Union, it will automatically change the political movement. Politically, it will change the politics in Kenya completely, because one, we'll not have that one person who maybe will be defending Kenyans in case there is a problem. Second, there is no one who will be pressurizing the government to do things like Raila used to do. Like someone who can stand and say that tomorrow there will be no work and people stop going to work simply because it feels like there is somewhere that the government is trying to press the normal citizens down. So that is number two. Number two key thing that MBADI is trying to pass is, if Raila goes to African Union, how will it change the political appearance of the country? Or how will it change Kenya politically? Because people like Nababo Owino cannot do anything. People like Kalonzo Musyoka, okay, they are leaders, yes, we accept, but they cannot reach that level of Raila Amolo Odinga. That is another thing that we have to understand. So the third thing that John MBADI is, I've told you that during when Raila was giving Ali Hassan Joho power and Oparanya, he said it very well, that in my absence. So it means that whether Raila will be in or out, ODM will have the leaders and it will still move on the way it used to be in the presence of Raila Odinga. So I really wonder why there are a lot of questions and a lot of arguments, more so in Luo land. But now the big question is, this. Why would people worry about the ODM leadership? Yet, Raila Amolo Odinga himself, the party leader, had decided to choose the people that can take his place in his absence. Now, we see people like, there are a lot of things, a lot of arguments, and there is something that James Orengo said that really, really disturbed me. And I didn't expect somebody like James Orengo to talk like that. When they were in a meeting, he said that ODM party cannot be left in the hands of Ali Hassan Joho. Someone who is a businessman, he can do business with the party. It cannot be left in the hands of strangers. And yet Ali Hassan Joho said very well that there is no one in ODM who have suffered. There is no one in ODM who have stood with Raila Amolo Odinga like Ali Hassan Joho. So when they say, when Orengo is saying that that ODM cannot be left in the hands of strangers, people like Ali Hassan Joho, who are businessmen, will send or will sell ODM party, it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't sound like the arguments or the words of a wise man. But there is something that I'm also worried about. In as much as we are saying that the party was left in the hand of has been left in the hands of two people, there is something that I'm also worried about. I'm really worried about this issue of how will the two party leaders manage a party? How will these two guys manage this party? Because as we know very well that power can never be shared. And I was trying to ask myself. There is a video that I played in that it has really gotten attention of people. That I was asking that, how will Ali Hassan Joho together with Oparanya manage this part? Because we know very well that you cannot share leadership. It's either they decide that okay, I'll rule for 6 months and then you also rule for 6 months, or we'll be balancing 3 months, or 1 month, 1 month. But now, again, I said, something came into my mind during that time, and I said it, that the only thing that can solve all these problems, or the only thing that can help ODM party, but will be led by Raila Amolo Odinga, is call these two guys, sit them down, and let them agree on who will become the chairman and who will become the party leader and who will become the assistant party leader. Of course, we know that very well that Joe has been the assistant party leader for all that while. So I don't know whether he will accept to be the assistant party leader. I don't know. But now the balls is in the hands of Raila Amolo Odinga to choose, or the balls is in the hands of ODM. Something happens right now, and Raila Amolo Odinga makes a mistake of choosing ODM party leader from Luo Nyanza. That will kill ODM, truth be told. On my opinion, I know very well, and I have my instincts that if Raila Amolo Odinga does a problem and appoints someone from Luo land to become the chairman or to become the party leader of ODM, that will be the end of ODM party. Why am I saying this? Because what we know with the Luo people is that they are people who love themselves. They're not people who can give who can decide to suffer for the sake of others, just like Raila used to do. They can't suffer. Somebody like Orengo cannot suffer for the sake of other people. He wants things on his side. They don't want things that can help other people. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that might happen or will happen in case ODM appoints Orengo, appoints Wandai, or any other person, or even MBADI, the chairman, to become the party leader. That is just my thought. I don't know what you think about the video. I don't know what you think about what John MBADI, or what I don't know what you think about the message of John MBADI. That is why I want to give you time at the comment section so that you can tell me what you think or what is your view concerning the message of John MBADI. Because he was talking about the leadership and he was talking about the movement and the steps that ODM party is undertaking right now. As we know very well, that Raila Amolo Odinga is planning to get out of the country to go and become the chairman of African Union. And until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.